Hey everybody, Blaine Austin here, Sewing Machines Plus, and welcome to our Thursday show. Hey, we are glad you're here, and man, do we have a treat for y'all today. We have Julie Fei-Fan Balzer on the show today. She is I've kind of deemed her as the ScanNCut queen. She has been doing the ScanNCut. Oh my gosh, we'll have to ask her, guys, but she's been doing ScanNCut is ever since I've known her, and I've known her for a long, long time. So we'll have to find out how long she's been doing it. But she is the guru of ScanNCuts today, and so today's show we're going to talk all about the SDX230DX, and that's the Disney model. And the great thing about this machine is you can do so many things with the ScanNCut. Julie's going to dive all into that today. We're going to talk a little bit about home decor and things you can do for the holidays. I mean, so she'll have some great things in store for us. So looking forward to that. And then also, I'm going to talk a little bit about two sewing machines by brother today at the end of the show. We have the LB5000S and the LB5000M. Those are the Star Wars and Marvels edition. We have a great special on all three products we're going to talk about today. It's going to be a call-in only special. You'll have to call in to get the special, and we'll tell you how to do that. And Kyle's going to put a link up in the chat over to your right there. He'll put a link up to what we call the Google Sheets link. And those Google Sheets, if you can't get through the call center today, or you just want somebody to call you back at, when they have time, just put your name and phone number in there and what you're calling about, and they'll call you back with those specials. So guys, what we're doing is this is kind of our lead up to Cyber Monday. We're going to start highlighting some products going up to Cyber Monday that we're going to have in the Cyber Monday show, some of these. And we've got some great specials on them. And we're going to have better specials, hopefully, on a lot more products coming up in Cyber Monday. We're working really hard behind the scenes right now, working with the vendors and trying to get these great, special buys and things. So right now, we were able to get a great buy for Cyber Monday on the ScanNCut. So we're going to go ahead and do that Cyber Monday sale today. And the LB5000s are the same way. We just got a bunch of those in along with the ScanNCuts, and this is part of our Cyber Monday package. So we're going to go ahead and share that with you exclusively for the people on the show today. So it's going to be today and today only. And so you will have a chance to call in and get those specials if you're ready to buy today. But hey, if you're not, that's okay. We got Julie here going to give you some great education. So what I want y'all to do, again, we're going to give some things away today on our show as we normally do. If you want to have a chance to win, hey, make sure you're chiming in there and just asking questions, making comments, and it'll even help your chances if you go and like the video and share it. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, go hit that bell notification, hit that thumbs up. That's going to help your chances to win as well. And so we really want y'all to have a chance to win. We got some great things we're going to give away today, as usual. And mark your calendars down. I'm going to give you some dates. So, okay, Cyber Monday is, we have Black Friday. We're going to have a sale on our website. You can start looking at some of those things. But Cyber Monday is that Monday after Thanksgiving. It is going to be November the 29th. Mark your calendars down, because we have a action-packed show for you that we're going to stream 8 hours. And we're going to have a different product up there every 15 minutes that we're going to be talking about, with national educators all over the nation going to be on there doing demonstrations with some of these products. So it is going to be a fast-paced, content-full show. I mean, we're going to have a ton of products. I think we have, Kyle, I was adding it up, I think it's over 30 products on the show, 30 products. So, hey, we got Roger in the house this morning. He is at the control. Hey, Roger, He's doing the controls this morning. We got Kyle's in the house. Kyle and Roger just switched seats. And the reason that is, Kyle, I don't know, everybody knows Kyle got married, back early. It was in the earlier year or last year?
Earlier this year in February.
Yeah, he got married in February. March, hey, guess what? They found out they're having a baby. It's going to be due in December. So Roger's been learning the console. So when Kyle's out with, having the baby with his wife in December, the show will keep going on. So Roger's got it all under control. And so we're super pumped. Both of them are here. And hey, we're more pumped that y'all are here with us today. And we're happy that Julie has agreed to be on the show today. So it's so awesome. The other date, I want to besides the Cyber Monday show that we have, that's going to be just a fantastic show. If you're in the market for any kind of sewing products, you don't want to miss this because it is going to be some of the best pricing of the year. And you never know what I'm gonna pull out. So maybe a few surprises in there. Then also we're gonna have our countdown to Christmas show like we did last year. It's going to be starting on December 13th, which is a Monday. We'll go all the way through is it Friday or Saturday, Kyle? It goes through the 13th through the 17th. So that's Friday?
Yes, Monday through Friday.
So Monday through Friday. So it'll be 5 days that we're going to probably stream, again, probably 6-7 hours a day each day. And basically the countdown to Christmas show will be a really unique show because it's going to be like showcases. So we'll have like one day it'll be all brother, one day it'll be baby lock, we'll have one day Janome, so the Juki, it'll just go like that. So we'll have a lot of those showcase shows with their national educators on the show demonstrating a bunch of their great products. And again, we'll try to have some great Christmas specials for you, so you'll be able to get them in time for Christmas. So a lot of things going on, and also wanted to invite everybody. Kyle, do you remember the date of the customer appreciation in the stores? All right, so everybody who's local in Southern California, if you're down here close to our two retail stores, on December 4th, we're going to have a customer appreciation party in the stores. That's a Saturday. And so we invite all you local customers, if you're out there, come on into the store on December 4th. I think it's going to start at 11 and go till 4 p.m. And we're going to have some make and takes. We're going to have some demonstration stations. We're going to have plenty of snacks and drinks and things available for you. So we want y'all to come on down and do that. And that'll be a lot of fun. So got a lot of things we're working on. We're already filling our calendars up for 2022. We're going to have a lot of in-store events in the stores. We're going to have some virtual events. So we've been really busy the last couple weeks. So, hey, glad y'all are here today. And hey, I'm ready to talk all about the ScanNCut. I don't know if y'all are, but hey, let's bring Julie in. Welcome to our show, Julie. How are you today?
I'm good. I've had some technical difficulties, so I've pivoted. I'm on my phone. I'm trying to get my computer to work too, so we'll make this happen. But hi, I'm so excited to see you.
Man, me too. It's been a while since you've been on our show. I can't remember the last time you were on, but it's been quite a few months ago.
It's been too long because, I love to talk about the ScanNCut, and I know that you do too.
Well, I love the ScanNCut, and I can actually, credit you for that because I remember years ago, we had a brother convention, and you're the one that taught the class on ScanNCut that I was in, and I just was, man, after I saw that, I cut vinyl graphics for my model. I do the radio control airplane, so I love to cut the vinyl graphics and fix my planes up and things. And when you kind of showed me how it cuts vinyl and everything, man, I was just all in. But we were talking amongst ourselves in here. How long have you been doing ScanNCut?
This is like when people ask me how old I am and I can't quite remember. So I think it's like 6 or 7 years. I have been working with the ScanNCut. I was in one of the very first test groups ever, which is actually how I came to the ScanNCut. They had a bunch of people who went to a hotel in New Jersey, and they put out this machine on the table and they said, it scans and it cuts, go. and that was literally all the instruction we got. And, we just started pushing buttons and messing with the machines. And I actually think that introduction to the ScanNCut has been really helpful to me in terms of how I view the ScanNCut. So in case you don't know, let me just back up for 1 second. And what is the ScanNCut? Because if you don't know, you might be confused. So it is kind of what the name says, meaning it has a built-in scanner, meaning so you can scan in a drawing, a printout, a coloring book page, anything like that, a logo, and then it will cut. It will also emboss. It will also draw. It will also do a whole bunch of other stuff, but it really is an electronic cutter. And what may look like a giant mess behind me is a ton of projects that I have brought to show you in terms of what exactly it can do. So again, the reason that I am always emphasizing to you that I think the thing that's really important is just to push all the buttons and not worry about breaking it, is because that's how I have basically learned the ScanNCut, been introduced to the ScanNCut, is from a no manual sort of point of view. And I really do think it's intuitive once you understand how the ScanNCut thinks. So I'm hoping to give you a little bit of a peek into that. So to back up again, just 1 second. So Blaine said that he wanted to do a holiday themed show. And I realized all of a sudden that I was like, oh, there's so many holidays. So we are going to do Halloween. We're going to do Thanksgiving. We're going to do Christmas. And I'm going to show you so many of the things that the ScanNCut can do. So first of all, check out these cute guys. So what these are little pumpkins that actually they have a hole in the top, and you're meant to put them on string lights so that you can have little pumpkins hanging up. And the reason I wanted to do this project, besides the fact that it's so cute, is this is a perfect beginner project. There are a lot of different ways to get, people always say this, how do you get your designs into the machine? And the thing about the ScanNCut that is confusing is also the thing about the ScanNCut that's fantastic. And what I mean by that is, the ScanNCut, how do you get a design? You can send it from your computer. You can send it from Canvas Workspace. You can scan it in. You can use one of the built-in designs. So you see, one of the problems that people have getting their brains around what the ScanNCut does is because it does so many things. It's unlike, it's how when they say like it's a multi-tool, meaning it's a hammer and it's a knife and it's a corkscrew. This is like a Swiss Army knife of crafting, cutting, all sorts of really fun stuff. So I'm going to show you how this project works real fast, and then we'll go ahead and jump into the next thing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what Canvas Workspace looks like. So I am going to try to enter the studio on my computer, and if Kyle can help me out by putting, oh, there's an echo. Let's see if I can get rid of this. Can you put my new profile and get rid of the camera? Thank you. Let me turn this off. Perfect. Sorry for that. Okay. Let's turn this off entirely. Okay. I got to leave the studio. Okay. Technical difficulties over. Hooray. Okay. So now I have a second camera here, which I'm going to go ahead and switch over to. And here is my iPad. And I thought I would just do this on the iPad. Let me tilt it up so that you can see a little bit better here. You're getting my studio lights in the picture. But this is what Canvas Workspace looks like. And among other things, what it is these are just free projects. And you can see there's a bunch of Halloween stuff, but I don't see the project that I want. So here in the search bar at the top, I'm just going to go and type in Halloween. Now, this is free. I'm going to say this again. There's no subscription. There's nothing you have to pay. This is 100% free site. And I'm looking through the projects, and I can see right here the Halloween string lights. So I'm going to click on that project. And now I get a picture of the project. How cute is that? I can see all the different cut files. Again, free cut files. I also get video instructions. I get PDF written instructions if you're a person who does better with, written instead of video instructions. And then I get a zip file if I want to download all the parts of it as opposed to just one at a time. So I'm actually just going to work one at a time because I figured we just cut one. So I'm going to click on this and you'll see two icons come up. Now, this is the beginning of thinking like a ScanNCut. What do these icons mean? Now, if you already have a Brother sewing machine, you may be somewhat familiar with them. This icon means edit and this icon means download. So I'm going to go ahead and tap the download button. And now I have the option to either send it to my PC or to transfer it wirelessly to my machine, right, from the cloud. So I'm going to choose the wireless transfer. And it says that it is sent. So now here is my ScanNCut. And I wanted to point out this cover that I made because I made this cover using my ScanNCut in two ways. So the first way is you can see these leaf shapes. So these are stencils or masks that I cut with my ScanNCut to dye this fabric with this custom pattern. The second way is I actually cut this shape right here for both sides. I made a template just by tracing my ScanNCut, And I was able to cut both of the pieces of fabric for the ends for this with my ScanNCut. So it's really a great little machine. And here it is. Oh boy, Disney. So I'm going to raise up the screen and I'm going to press the power button to go ahead and turn it on. Now you'll notice that I sent that file over and my machine wasn't even on, and it doesn't matter. So now I'm going to just tap the screen, and this is rule number 1 of the ScanNCut. If you see a message, you basically say, am I okay? Then I'm going to press okay. Okay, so what do we want to do? This is, again, the logic of the ScanNCut. This is why you don't need a manual. Don't get scared when you see this stuff. This is easy. We want to retrieve the file we just sent over. And right there on the home screen is something that says retrieve data. So I'm going to click that. Then how did we send it, right? Do I want it from the machine? Did we send it wirelessly? Am I getting it from a USB? Am I sending it over with a cord from my PC? Well, we sent it wirelessly. So let's press the wireless button. It says retrieving. And oh my gosh, there is my pumpkin file. But things get even cooler because one of the things about the ScanNCut and one of the things that makes it different from other machines is that it has a little computer inside that has tons and tons of editing functions. And I wanted to show you just some little basics about how that works. So right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose edit. And now you saw I was using my finger and now I'm using a stylus. You can use anything you want to touch the screen. It's a touch screen. I'm going to say object edit. I would like to have 2 of these. So I'm going to change the number to 2, say okay. But now they're kind of on top of each other. So what I would like is I would like for the machine to arrange them in the most space-saving manner possible. So I'm going to click this button, which is the arrangement tool. And I'm going to say, please arrange these in a space-saving way. And it will think for a minute and boom, there you go. There are my 2 pieces arranged perfectly for me on my screen. Again, if you're okay, press okay. If you're okay, press okay. Now, please select, what do I want to do? Cut, draw, emboss, foil, pierce. Again, there are so many options for what you can do. I want to cut. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to open up the front cover. Now, here is my blade. This is what's actually going to cut. And there's a storage area here where I can put my stylus or whatever else. The next thing that I need is I need a sticky mat. And I'm going to talk about mats for a minute just because I think it's really important. So mats are consumable, meaning you're going to need to replace your mat after a while. But there are some things you can do to make it last a little bit longer. And I want to talk you through some of that. So I'm going to switch back to my face. Hi. And I just want to show you a little bit about the mat. So the mat is 12 by 12. There is a 12 by 24 mat that you can get, and they come in different levels of stickiness. This is a standard mat, and it's the mat that I use the most. There's also a low tack mat and a fabric mat. If you're going to cut fabric, you want a fabric mat, by the way, 100%. So I'm going to use this standard mat. Now, when it's brand new, it is super sticky. And if you were to put a piece of paper onto it, that piece of paper would not come off. Although here's a hint, put it in a dish of water in the sink and the paper will actually come off eventually, right? Because the paper and the water, well, it doesn't, water doesn't melt the paper. It kind of, I don't even know how to put it. It disintegrates it in some way. Okay, so basically, once you have a used mat like I have, then you need to become a mat whisperer to understand how to get the most out of your mats. Now, can you see that my mat, let me remove the dust cover here. It's probably easier to see. Can you see that my mat has tons of marks and scratches in it? One of the questions that I get asked the most often is, oh no, my blade cut into my mat. If it didn't cut through the mat a big hole, you're fine. It is meant to cut into the mat these kinds of scratches. That's one of the reasons that this is a consumable that definitely gets used again and again and again until it really has no stick left, okay? And I actually cleaned my mats last night with a alcohol-free, fragrance-free baby wipe to bring the stick back. Now, the reason you want to use an alcohol-free baby wipe is because if you use alcohol on adhesive, it removes it. So you're cleaning it so well, you're taking the adhesive off. Okay, so I am going to use some cardstock to cut out my pumpkins. And I have to tell you, when there's a 20% off coupon at Michael's, or sometimes these go like 2 for 1, these big cardstock stacks, I grab them because I go through paper. Paper is great for testing designs and all sorts of stuff. Even if you're a fabric person, I think that paper can be very useful to you in a lot of ways. Okay, so here's the deal. Let me just, before I'm a klutz, so before I knock this iPad on the ground, let me just move it out of the way. Okay. So the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you put your paper inside, right, the black area. Let's see if I can do this facing the camera and not myself. Something like this. But here's what you'll notice. I'm just going to press this down with my hand. Now, when I pick it up, oopsies, the paper fell off. So let me show you how to fix that, because this is definitely a common question that I get and something that people deal with all the time. Okay, so sorry for the seasickness here, but there's my mat. Now, your mat is not has not gone bad quite yet. You can still do many things to get it to last quite a while longer. So one of the important tools to have, this is my Brother Brayer, and it's great. It does a really good job doing exactly what I needed to do, which is helping me to secure material to the mat. So now I'm going to run my hand over this, and then I'm going to use the brayer, and I'm using some pressure, and I'm really pushing down. And again, if you did this on a brand new mat, you're never going to get that piece of paper off. But when you have a well-used mat like I have, then you're totally fine. Okay, this is one of the hints I give out in my super basic beginner class and also in my ScanNCut club, because I think this is a common thing that people wonder about. If you ever are looking for ScanNCut tutorials, I've got like almost 200 free videos on my YouTube channel. And then I also run a monthly membership program called ScanNCut Club. Now, I'm using a little bit of washi tape at the top and the bottom. That's also helping me make sure that, again, with the shake test, this is not coming off now. It's not coming off. So now I'm ready to load my mat into my machine. So I'm going to be a bit of a stickler about how we load. Most people want to load it from the back. Don't do that. You want to load it up from the front, put 2 hands on, the arrow tells you which way it goes in, and you're going to press the load button. And now the machine is going to take it in for me. Okay, next step. What I want to do is I want to press start. Literally, that's it. I don't have to tell the machine what I'm cutting. I don't have to do any of the work. This is the only actual auto blade in the industry. You just press cut, and what it's doing now is it's testing the depth to understand what it needs to cut, and then it's going to set itself so that it cuts. Isn't that magical? It's setting itself so that it cuts. I love that, and it just makes life so much easier. Now, this is the amount of time that's left, and the progress bar goes as well to let you know sort of where you are in that time. If I see like 22 minutes, I walk away. You do not have to watch this. As long as you're sure that this is correctly adhered and it's not going to slide around, then you're 100% fine. So I just want to mention something that I think is really important. You guys have probably gathered it already, but the thing is, sticking things to the mat is actually one of the most important skills that you can have as a ScanNCut user. Because once you understand whether or not it's stuck, then you never have any mistakes. Almost every problem I've ever had is because my material goes whoosh and goes somewhere on the mat. So that's why you need a fabric mat, because fabric needs to be held more tightly than paper in order to cut properly. So that's why that high stickiness of the fabric mat is so important. The other mat that you might be interested in is a scanning mat, because again, one of the many things that makes a ScanNCut, a cut above really is the fact that it has that scanner inside. So you don't need an iPad or a computer. I did use it with an iPad, but you don't have to. And I love having that option of having it be a standalone machine where all you really need is electricity to make it work. Someone asked me if they could use it on their boat, and I don't know a lot about boats. So I said, if you have an electrical outlet, then you can use your ScanNCut wherever you are, which is totally true. Okay. So this is almost done cutting. It looks like there's less than a minute left. So while it's doing that, I have one that I've already cut just so that I could show you the basics of the assembly here. One of the things I want to point out is a couple cool cuts that the ScanNCut has made. So the first is, this is where the string light goes in. And can you see that little plus mark that was cut in there? And then it has cut, I don't know if I can get the camera close enough, but there's a perforation mark on here that makes this super easy to fold. Let's see if you can see those little perforations right there. Let me know in the comments if you see the perforations or if my camera work is terrible. But that's what you want to do so that you can easily fold that right there without having to think about it. No scoring, no anything else like that. And then you can fold down this flap. You can fold down this flap because those perforations just make it so darn easy. And then basically to assemble this pumpkin, I'm just going to use glue. And once I have, we'll fake it right now. But once I have glued all of that around, you can see that you end up with this little guy. Oops. Focus, which can go right onto your string lights. He's spooky and crazy and he looks great, even just like as a table decoration, not even needing anything else. And again, that's a totally free file that you could use for lots of different stuff, which is awesome. Okay, so let me just pop this out of the machine so you can take a peek. I can see my shapes right here. And there you go. They lift right out, just like butter. And you can see now all those little cuts. There's the little plus mark. Here are the little perforations down at the edge, you know, and I see that Carolyn says you make it so easy. And I'm telling you, it really is so easy. I know that it sounds like it's not, or you might be a little intimidated. And I'm just going to tell you that it truly is sort of, you can use your instinct to get it done, which I think is so cool. Here's my other one. Spooky. Okay, so now to clean off the mat, one of my favorite tools to use, this is the Brother Spatula. And what this does, let's see if I can switch over to the other camera again and just show you that for a second. So what that does, it allows me to just really quickly clean off. So not only does it allow you to lift things off the mat, let's see, but now if I have these little bits, I just kind of like scoop them up and I'm not like, I don't have little paper shards under my fingernails and I'm not also like touching the mat a ton, which is one of the things that leads to it becoming less sticky because the oils from your fingers and all that kind of stuff make it less sticky. So then I'm just going to go ahead and replace this on here. Dun, 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 dun. And now that mat is ready to use again the next time. So we've done a little bit of Halloween crafting. I wanted to show you a couple of projects and then we're going to cut some fabric. And I'm also happy to answer questions as well. So we can do that in a minute. Okay, so what can you do? So this is another this is one of the built-in designs, bird and a wreath. This is fabric that's been cut and I just did, this part is just done with fusible and this part I did stitch on. This is a different colorway, but the same design. I can totally see a quilt being done this way, which is really, really great and so easy, but you can see you can cut some really cool stuff. If you're a little more artsy, you might be interested in doing something like screen printing. So here's an apron. Let's see, here's an apron that I made and you can see the design was screen printed and I cut my screens with the ScanNCut. So again, another way to use the ScanNCut if you're an artist or not. Okay, then let's see, what else do we have? Okay, so you want to cut felt. So this is a needle book, right? I just made a really simple little needle book for traveling with stuff. And again, this is felt cut out pretty thick, pretty stiff, pretty cool. easy enough to cut. So the ScanNCut, the DX2 or the SDX230D will cut most materials up to 3 millimeters. Okay, that's really important to know. Also, this machine will do fake rhinestones. So this is actually heat transfer vinyl. It looks like rhinestones, but it's heat transfer vinyl. And I do have a tutorial on my YouTube about that, which is super cool. And this is actually on some leather, faux leather, I will say. Then if you want to do real rhinestones, you can do real rhinestones with a ScanNCut. So here's a t-shirt that I made, and you can see the rhinestone design right on top of that's fabric applique. Super cute. And so this is 2 layers of fabric, right? Little strips cut out. And look at that bling, 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 bling. I was trying to figure out how to make a rhinestone shirt for my son because boys can wear rhinestones, but I felt like it had to be very particular. And so this is what I made. And I think it's super cute. Okay, then the other thing to remember is the flexibility in terms of designs. So here's something I made for Halloween, right? This is the design that I drew, right? Really fun. And it's a little wooden sign. It can hang by the door, spooky decor. I don't have to buy anything, right? I can make it, which I love. But I took the same design and I put it on a tote bag for like a trick or treat bag. And I use this really cool, dark, glittery, right? Isn't that cool? That heat transfer vinyl. So same design, 2 different projects. And you could put it on a t-shirt and you could put it on a whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, you can really, any of those signs you see at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, you know, Joann's, you can make them. You do not need to buy them because you can do all of it, which is so cool. Okay, so speaking of tote bags, which I think we were, this is the project that I made last night. So Blaine asked me on Tuesday if I could do this. So last night I sat down to figure out what I wanted to do, and I made this bag, among other things. That is fabric. That is a design that I made using the built-in designs in the machine, and I cut it out of fabric. It was a piece of fabric that I had painted. So here's the fabric that it's cut from. You can kind of see that. This has fusible on the back, okay? And then I also cut it again, and this one I'm actually going to use the other camera for because I don't want to lift it up because it's not secure. Okay, so this is that same design but cut out of a plain Kona cotton. And you can see how different it looks. Now, it does have fusible on the back, and this one has a stabilizer, a starch in it called Material Magic. And if you're going to cut fabric, Material Magic is really awesome for cutting intricate designs. I mean, can you see how skinny that cut is out of fabric? It's like 2 threads wide. That is a skinny cut, and that's why I needed Material Magic for this. Again, this is a skinny cut. That is like barely 2 strings of fabric. So for it to hang together, right, the fusible, look at these tiny little dots, the whole thing. It's amazing the cutting power that you can get. So most of the time when people struggle with cutting fabric, and I hate to say this, but it's so true, so forgive me, it's their fault. You're doing it wrong. And I'm here to tell you how to do it right, okay? So I have a chart, which I'm going to show you. This is something I teach in my fabric cutting class. You can cut any fabric you want. You can cut any design you want, but you must know how to prepare your fabric for the kind of results you want, okay? I'm going to say that again. You must prepare your fabric for the kind of results you want, okay? So here's the chart. If you want to cut fabric right off the bolt, meaning nothing in it, it's just straight off the bolt, you can do it, but you're going to get fray and you're going to do maybe a chunkier shape. If you want to cut fabric with fusible, and I do not cut it with my paper, this is Pellon Wonder Under, you can do it. Again, there's some fray. Okay? But absolutely, you can do it, and I would use a chunkier shape. Fabric Material Magic cuts like paper. It's beautiful and amazing every single time. And if you combine the two, let me just show you this. This is Fabric Material Magic and Wonder Under Fusible. Then look at that. Look at the skinny skinnies. This is where you get the absolute super detailed. So again, it's really about how you prepare your fabric and sticking it to the mat. Have I mentioned sticking it to the mat and the importance of that? It's really important, okay? So let's cut some fabric. So first of all, I just want to show you the basics of how I designed this file so that you know that you can do it too. I won't take you through the whole process because I think you probably do. It's kind of like watching paint dry. It's just a lot of, you know, copy paste kind of stuff. But I want you to get the basics and then we'll cut the fabric and you'll see how it goes. Okay. So I'm going to switch over to the camera that is pointed at the machine. Here we go. Okay. Let me just close this up so I can get the camera as close as possible to the screen so that you can really see every detail of what is going on. Okay. So by the way, sometimes people don't know the model of the machine that they have. So if any of you actually have a ScanNCut and you're thinking about upgrading, you can find your model right on your machine. And if you don't have a DX machine, but you have an older ScanNCut, upgrade. It is 100% worth it because of the auto blade alone. Okay. So you definitely, I say upgrade. Okay. Just like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, anytime you're somewhere you don't want to be, there's no place like home. So I'm going to press the home button, say okay. Now, pattern. There are built-in patterns. This is easy enough to understand. So I want to work with a pattern. So do I want to work with Disney designs? Do I want to work with letters? Do I want to work with pre-made text? You know, what do I want to do? And I can page through and see that there are quilt squares, there are stencil designs, there's applique designs. These are designs that are meant for embossing or for foiling. They're single line files or for drawing, actually. You can do any of those things. So I'm going to first find the word autumn. So these are alphabetical. You can see that autumn's on the first page. But if you wanted something at the end, you could use the double arrow to go back and see what else there is. Travel, vacation, you know, all that kind of stuff. Summer, we wouldn't have to do autumn necessarily, but I'm going to grab autumn. There it is. And I can resize it however big I want it to be. Pretty cool. So I'm going to make it pretty big. There you go. There's my autumn file. But now I want to add those leaves and stuff. So I'm going to hit add. How would you add the leaves? You would hit add. So I want to add something that I'm retrieving from like something I sent over, or do I want to add a pattern? I want to add a pattern. Well, what pattern do I want? This is the hardest part, is deciding what pattern you want. So this is a cover for all sorts of designs. So you're going to find nature, food, animals, zodiac, etc., as you go through. And some people asked, I remember, if that wreath was a built-in design with the bird. There it is, built right in. So if you wanted to make a pillow cover like I had or a quilt with it, this design is sitting right here for you in the machine. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the nature designs, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this big leaf here, and I'm going to leave it at the size that it is, but I think that I want to just put it on and see how it looks. Okay, so first I want to drag this autumn down so it's kind of in the middle, and then I want to rotate this. So I'm going to edit it, object edit. This is the icon that means rotate. 90 degrees, maybe get fancy, 10 degrees, 10 degrees. Drag it down here. Maybe do 10 degrees more. That looks great. Drag it around. Say, okay, I want to have another one of those. Let's have 2 of those. And this one I want to resize to a different size. And I'm just playing at this point. I find this process extraordinarily fun and relaxing. I just kind of try things out, you know, see what I like. And then once I'm decided that this is the arrangement that I want, here's where we get so cool. This is the selection tool. Red box is selection. So it makes sense that the red box is selection tool. I'm going to select all, say, okay, object edit, and I'm going to weld it. It's going to tell me that this is permanent and irreversible. And I'm going to say that is totally fine. That's what I want. Now, if we zoom in, you can probably see what the welding did. Let's zoom in a lot. And now I'm just going to navigate down here. What the welding did, can you see, is the leaf became part of the atom. The leaf became part of the atom. So now it's like one image, right? And so if now I'm just going to go home, I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to retrieve the one that I saved last night. I saved it into the memory in the machine. Here it is. And you'll notice something about it, which is it's backwards. Now, there is an editing button right here to flip things. When you cut with fusible, you want to flip things because we're going to cut with the fusible up. We're going to cut with the fusible up. So let me just get to cut and get my mat. And I'll explain why we're going to cut with the fusible up. So the reason we're going to cut with the fusible up is because if you cut with the fusible down, what do you think the adhesive on the mat does? Right? I'm peeling the paper off. There's my fabric. It has both Material Magic and fusible on it. And if you put it face down on the mat, what would happen is it would pull the adhesive right off the mat, right? It would pull the adhesive right off the mat. Okay, I cannot find my fabric mat. That's the next problem that I have. Let's find it. Here it is. Okay. So I am going to put my fabric face down onto my mat. And I'm actually using a mat with a high-tack fabric support sheet, which is the old way of doing it. And that's just because I don't have any idea where I have put my fabric mat at the moment. So there are several ways to get this done. The fabric mat is the best way. I just don't happen to have one. So I'm going to use the brayer again to get this stuck done. And a high-tack fabric support sheet will get the job done. It's super sticky, but you need something that is super duper sticky to cut fabric. The next thing that you need is a different kind of blade. And I'm going to explain also why I take the paper off when I show you this different kind of blade. So there's storage in this machine, by the way, if you didn't know that, which is so awesome, right? Storage. I call it the garage, so you can store all of your things in here. Okay, so on the right, this is the thin fabric auto blade, and it is meant for cutting thin fabric because its name is the thin fabric auto blade. So thin fabric is considered cotton weight quilting fabric or thinner, okay? Then this is the same as this blade, but it says F in tape. So I have fabric scissors and I have paper scissors. I have a fabric blade and a paper blade. This is not special. It's the same as this. I've just dedicated it to cutting fabric. If you try to cut your fabric with the same blade that you cut paper with, you're going to get terrible results because we all know the reason you have dedicated fabric scissors is because paper dulls fabric. So when I have fusible on my fabric, it's no longer thin fabric because the name of this blade is not the thin fabric with fusible blade. The name of this blade is the thin fabric blade. So when I have fusible, I use my dedicated fabric blade. If I just have Material Magic, I use my fabric blade, okay? My thin fabric auto blade. So the blade goes in with the Brother logo facing you. The mat goes in the same way that we have done it before. Just like so. Dun, 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 dun. And then I am just going to go ahead and press start. Now, this is going to take 4 minutes. So I know that Blaine wanted to do some sales. So I'm happy to have him talk about that, or I'm happy to answer some questions while this is taking a little bit of time cutting. I can also show you guys some more samples as well. There's lots that we can do, right? Okay, so let me just show you a couple quick samples. So I promised you that the machine could scan. This is a drawing. I did this with a Sharpie, just a doodle. This is when I cut it out and applied it to this faux leather notebook. You can see that right there, right? It's right across the cover. And it's, you know, amazing what you can do with just a little doodled drawing. So again, here's the drawing, and then I resized it to cut it out a lot bigger out of heat transfer vinyl to put it on that. Now the same thing is here. I did a doodle, I cut it out of vinyl, and I was able to just put it on this notebook. Look at the size of those little circles and lines. Look at that. Look at all that detail. You can get this look. I mean, this is if you've ever wanted to have an Etsy shop, if you've ever wanted to make like gifts for Christmas. I do this all the time when I teach classes and have things for students. I make things for them, and it really is so easy. Now, if you can't draw or doodle, you can buy SVG files that work with your machine. I can also show you how to use PES files with your machine, which is really cool. So if some of you are embroiderers, which you might be, you can absolutely 100% check that out. I cut the leaf shape with my ScanNCut, and then I was able to embroider around it using a software called Simply Applique. And that made it really easy. Here's a cute one that I did on top of some pieced fabric, a little bit of wall art. And then here's one I did with my name, because everybody should have their name in a hoop. But again, that is the fabric. The letters are cut with my ScanNCut, and then I embroidered around it with my embroidery machine. And I use Simply Applique as the bridge for that. Here's a cute little sewing machine. Isn't that cute? You can tell I like pattern on pattern. I'm a pattern on pattern kind of girl. Okay, so yes, you can do all that kind of stuff. And like I said, I like to do all sorts of mixed media and art stuff. So I cut stencils. I mean, look at the intricacy of this beautiful. I mean, I don't think this even needs to be a stencil. You could hang this up. It's pretty enough as a paper cut. This stencil is also, let's see if I hold the notebook, you can see the design a little bit better, but that's super detailed. Again, most materials up to 2 millimeters, or 3 millimeters, I should say. Card. Check that out. Super cute. So you can make your Christmas cards or anything else that you want to. So I do want to point out here, this is a terrible drawing for those of you who feel like you can't draw. And I scanned this design in and I made this t-shirt. And this actually has glow in the dark. That's the sort of white outline around it. So when I put my son in the closet, he glows. Okay, so super cool, super duper cool. And then here is a cute little shirt. And one of the things here is that I used the negative space from this mini on the back as if it was the name. Isn't that cute? This is one of the built-in designs in the ScanNCut. Here is a little onesie. Or not a onesie, but a little coat. Sundays are for football. Super. I can't believe my son was this little once. But lots of different projects you can make. You can see, and so good for gifts. Like that's the other thing. Everybody loves something personalized. I mean, when you send somebody a little shirt that has their baby's name on it, or a little phrase or something that's special to them, or even just like Disney stuff is so expensive, you know, it's nice to be able to make your own shirt that fits you or fits your child or fits their style with what you want on it. You know, I just love the personalization. Okay, this fabric is done cutting. Let's see. So as you can see, the fabric peels right off the mat. This is the negative space that I'm pulling away. And then I'm going to get the spatula if I can find it in the mess on my desk. And let's see if I turn the other camera on, you can probably see what's happening here. So let's go to the overhead camera, please. So here is this. And what I like to do when I'm taking something delicate like this off is that's when I use the spatula to kind of just get under the edge of it to make sure that I'm not like, this is still fabric. So you could actually tear it because some of these connections are so thin and small. So you do want to make sure when you're using that really sticky mat, you're just being a little bit careful. I mean, this is not like life or death. And this also makes it a little bit easier if you, you know, don't have great fingernails, which I don't, to get things off just like so. You can see we're just scooping it off, scooping it off, scooping it off, scooping it off. Can scooping it off be a phrase that we use? And then I'm just, you know, kind of like really delicate things get kind of a little wiggle. I don't want to stretch the fabric, which is another reason that the Material Magic is great, because it really keeps things from stretching out of shape when you have something that's delicate. Let's see if I can't do this and then scrape this off. Oh, I'm not even in the camera, I think, while I'm doing this. Oh no, I was rushing for the camera and I think I ripped this. C'est la vie. Don't do what I just did. Sad story. Okay, here you go. It's so delicate. It's so delicate. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's see if I can lay this out for you right here. Who would believe that that funky piece of fabric would make this really cool? Ooh, we're all tangled up here. There you go. Oops, it's upside down. Let me try to. Ooh, cord. Okay, yay! Check it out. That's going to look super cute. That's going to look super cute. Oh, this leaf is folded under. This leaf is folded under. There you go. But that would be super cute on a t-shirt, on a tote bag, on a quilt, on a sign. You could cut this out of a lot of things, and that's just made from the designs right in the machine. Super duper easy. I love it. Okay, so should we look at a couple more? I think my table has a few more projects. Oh yeah, I love cutting things from printed fabric because you never know what it's going to look like. I mean, if you look at this original fabric, this might be something that you'd like, ugh. But as soon as you cut it up, it's sort of fabulous, right? Okay, so Thanksgiving is coming and you might actually be having people over. So with your ScanNCut, you can in fact make place cards. I foiled this with the ScanNCut. That's right. I used the ScanNCut to draw the design with a glue pen and then to foil it, and as well as cutting out these designs. So that's a really cool, fun way to do place cards. Cloth napkins. You might recognize this leaf pattern from my ScanNCut cover. I used the same masks there to basically, these are just some napkins that were plain white cotton napkins that I bought from Amazon, and I dyed them using those masks. And now I have these really cool, you know, custom napkins to decorate my Thanksgiving table. They're so like dark and moody, and definitely something that I would never see in a store. So I love that too. And of course, if you're more of a sewer, you can just dye yardage and make your own napkins too. So again, really easy. This is another thing I wanted to show you. This is a design that I drew, but it could be a coloring book or anything else. Cut out of heat transfer vinyl. How cute is that? Super fun and easy. And again, this could be a t-shirt, a tote bag, part of a quilt, anything that you wanted. I think I've almost cleared the table. We'll see. Okay, so this, if I can put it on, this is a really cute little box with a face. And if you see what this is that you're able to cut such fine detail, right, that you can make really fun. It could be a wall decoration. It can be a box that you give somebody something in, but really fun little ideas like this. This was one of the ScanNCut Club recent projects. This is a key fob custom monogram. Key fob, you can make your monogram in Canvas Workspace. And then I cut this is cork fabric. I cut this with the ScanNCut, and it was super easy. So if you're a ScanNCut owner and you're looking for some ideas, again, I have almost 200 free videos on my YouTube channel, so you can subscribe to that. If you want to join ScanNCut Club, that's a monthly club, and there are tutorial videos that are exclusive just for members. And there's also a live stream every single month where you can get your questions answered live, do some troubleshooting and problem solving with me, and learn a little bit as well. So that's fun. And of course, you can watch the replay. So if you can't make it live, you still get the benefit of that. You can also ask questions even if you're not going to be there. You can ask it ahead of time. And then also, I do have an online class about how to cut stencils with your ScanNCut, and that is for both ScanNCut 2 and the ScanNCut DX. I have videos for both. So I love my ScanNCut. I did not want a ScanNCut. I did not want an electronic cutting machine. I thought that they were sort of stupid, to be frank. But then I started using it, and I am telling you, I use this thing every single week. I never thought I would. I didn't think I was that kind of person, but I am, and I love it. And I have found so many different things that I can make with it. I can honestly say that it has totally transformed my artistic life and how I think about making things, because I can do the thinking without having to do the handwork of it. So I'm willing to try more ambitious projects because of that. So I really, really love mine. I will also just quickly show you the PES file thing, because I know that's important to people. So let me just do that real quick. And then I will turn it over to Blaine. And if you want to find me, you can find me on youtube.com/Balzer Designs. That's my last name, BALZERDESIGNS. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look right here at how you can work with a PES file. So I have a thumb drive somewhere in my garage. Here it is. And I'm just going to put it, let's see if I can show you this. Well, there's like a port on the side of the ScanNCut, kind of what you might see on a sewing machine or something like that, which makes sense since Brother's a sewing machine company. And I'm just going to go ahead and plug that in. Now I have a PES file on there, and I'm going to show you a little bit about what you can do with it. I had a stylus at one point. I know. I just can't figure out where I put it or what I did with it. Well, my finger will work too. Okay. So we're going to go home, and we're going to retrieve data. And where are we going to retrieve it from? We're going to get it from that USB thumb drive right there. And I have a lot of stuff on here. So, but there's a sewing machine PES file. There is like a sort of flower thing. There's a leaf that I actually showed you. I think that I did it. There's my name converted. Here's a Christmas tree. And I thought, since Christmas is coming up, holiday season, let's do that. So one of the things is, if you have a PES file that has applique cut data, then you can press this button. And this pattern does not contain cutting line data for appliques, and it would pull out the applique. If you don't worry, there's still a workaround, which is you can press this flower button. And you can actually change the size of it, which is really nice. So you're not limited. Like I have a 4-inch hoop, so I'm limited to pretty small designs, but you could make this a totally different size if you wanted to, if you were using this for other purposes other than actually making, you know, an applique. So I'm going to say, okay. Now, it looks like I have a couple options. There's one that looks like kind of like a cookie cutter, one that's just an outline, and one that's kind of the stitches. The problem is I want the star and the tree separate. Well, welcome to this fabulous color button. So I'm going to press the color button, and boom, now the star and the tree are separate, right? I can get just the tree. I can get just the star. I can get the tree and the star together, or I can get an outline of just the tree and the star. So I'm going to get just the tree and the star outline, say, okay, I could have 2 of them if I wanted to. I can group them or ungroup them. Again, everything with the ScanNCut is so customizable. And I think that's one of the things, again, that is both intimidating and fantastic about it, because everything is possible. It can be overwhelming. So I think the trick is just to do what feels good to you. Okay. So now I have 2 trees, which I could cut out of, you know, green paper, green fabric, green foam, green felt. And then I have 2 stars, which I could cut out of, you know, whatever other material, glitter paper. And that is totally done from a PES file. So again, this machine is so deep. There are so many different ways. There are so many options, Carolyn. That's 100% right. The options are endless. And I think, again, when people get so many options, I know, at least for me, I shouldn't talk for people, but I go like, ooh, there's so much to think about. Like, what am I going to do? And what I really think is important, so the advice I'm giving you is keep your head down. Don't get overwhelmed by the options. Just do the things you want to do, and also push all the buttons. I have heard of, in my entire time working with the ScanNCut, which is basically the entirety of the ScanNCut's existence, I have seen one broken machine. And the one broken machine is not from somebody pushing all the buttons. It got dropped. It got dropped. So my advice to you is please don't drop your machine on the ground off the table. Otherwise, I really think you're not going to break it. I did see a couple questions from people who are interested in upgrading. And here's what I want to tell you, which is, one, you cannot use the mats and blades from the old machine and this machine. And that's for a couple reasons. One, and well, actually, it's really for one big reason, which I'm going to tell you. The auto blade is totally different from the old blades. You do not have to set anything. The only time you have to adjust it is for half cut for vinyl. But otherwise, you do not have to touch that blade. And so because of that, it cuts slightly deeper into the mats. So they made the mats slightly thicker. You wouldn't actually notice it because I'm not like a computer, but it is actually slightly thicker. So that's why the old mats don't work. The other reason they don't work is these symbols, these sort of black things. This is how the auto blade works. And the old mats don't have those marks, so they won't work, okay? And then I see the question, is the software to use ScanNCut an additional cost? You don't need anything, no. So if you want to use Canvas Workspace, that's free. If you want to go ahead and use this built-ins, that's free. There is nothing to pay for unless you want to buy simply applique to do some things where you're doing applique designs and PES files and blah, blah, blah. But otherwise, it really is buy the machine, good to go. I've lost my train of thought. Oh, and the blades. The reason the blades don't work is that the blades for the auto blade are actually shaped differently if you pull them out than the old blades. And so that's the whole thing. Now, why should you upgrade? Because I was a skeptic about the auto blade when they were like, literally just put it in and you don't have to worry about it. It really works. The pain point for 90% of people with the ScanNCut is adjusting the blade and having to do test cuts and all that kind of stuff. The only time I ever do a test cut is when I am cutting HTV or adhesive backed vinyl, because on half cut, you just need to do a little bit of testing. But otherwise, this thing is a beast and it's amazing. And I'm always impressed by the projects that I can do. Okay. So if you have any other questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I'm happy to turn it over to Blaine and to let him talk to you guys about the incredible deal that's available today on the ScanNCut. I really do think that, I don't know how to put this I don't want to sound salesy because I don't want it to be salesy, but it has been true for me, which is I sort of can't imagine my life without a ScanNCut because it just makes so many tedious tasks disappear. And that's really, really nice. So I see some questions about like thickness of fabric. And again, up to 3 millimeters. So most materials up to 3 millimeters. I'll show you the size of the blade. And of course, there is the new rotary blade as well, but this is the size of the blade. This is the size of my finger. So people are like, can it cut metal? No, it cannot cut metal. Have you seen this? No, it cannot cut metal. You have to ask yourself, what could you cut with a craft knife? And then the machine will do it for you better, faster, more exact. But essentially what you could cut with a craft knife, right, on one pass through, that's what the machine can do. So that's kind of how it works. Okay. Let's see if there are any other questions in here that I can pick up here. So I actually don't have the rotary blade yet, so I wish I could tell you about it. I did ask a couple questions of the engineers when it was in prototyping. It will cut crepe paper, so you can make crepe paper flowers with it. It will cut all kinds of stuff. It will cut fabric if you'd like. So, but I haven't tried it out for myself, so I don't know. So if you're lucky enough to get your hands on one, let me know how it goes. I'd love to know. And then... oh, thanks for saying that you like my craft room. I appreciate that. It's a great space. I feel very lucky. My YouTube is youtube.com/Balzer Designs. Again, I've got 175 free ScanNCut videos, both technique and project tutorials. And I have ScanNCut Club over there, so you can check that out too. So it can cut, I would say 3 millimeters is always a good thing. I never guarantee people that it can cut anything. I always say you need to try it and find out. But if you want to join ScanNCut Club, you can find all that information on my YouTube channel. You just press the join button or click on membership and you can watch the video about it and find out sort of how it works and what there is. But ScanNCut is one of those things that if it's sitting on your shelf, get it down. You can do it. Don't be afraid of it. Push the buttons. You're not going to break it. Honestly, like go and buy one of these huge stacks of paper, even if you're not a paper person, just to practice, you know what I mean? And go through the whole thing. It's like, even if you bought it full price, I think those stacks are like 25 bucks. And it's like, you can just go through the paper, not worry about it, play around, make sure you know how the mat works, make sure how everything works, you know what I mean? And just feel like you own your machine. And remember, the holidays are coming. All kinds of fun decorating can be yours too. So Shirley, by the way, says that she has the rotary blade and you can cut felt on a low tack mat without it moving on the mat, and beautiful cuts. It takes a little longer. Oh, that's great to know. Thanks, Shirley, for chiming in. I appreciate that. And yeah, if you already have lots of paper, or if somebody's gifted you lots of paper, if it's sitting around, just go ahead and use it. And I know that you can, they're putting links into the chat for you if you want to go ahead and get that special show pricing as well. Aw, thanks for saying that you love my classes. I appreciate that. I always appreciate it when you come. I think they're so cute. And again, this is a free project from Canvas Workspace Online. So you can find tons of free cut files and projects. So when you're stuck, you don't need to do anything else. The machine will also read if you want to buy off of Etsy, like SVG files. If you want to search the internet for free SVGs, you can also do that. So there are lots of different ways. So information on getting the Simply Applique program. I'm 100% sure that Sewing Machines Plus will sell you Simply Applique. I think if you ask them that is how you're going to get it, because I believe it is sold by brother dealers and that they'll be able to get it to you. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. I appreciate that. You know, keep giving me compliments and I just won't shut up. You'll have me here all day long. So any other ScanNCut questions that I can answer? Let me see. How do you cut vinyl and have it all stick to the plastic sheet and not have it be individual pieces? So that's what you do with a transfer sheet. And guess what, Yvonne? I have a video on my YouTube channel all about how to use a transfer sheet that shows you how to pick everything up as one piece and all that kind of stuff, which is really great. Yeah, there are so many possibilities, just like Tammy said. And I think letting your imagination run and not worrying that much about how your hands are going to get it done really feels good. And I also think I have a little one. My son is almost 2, and I really have to maximize the time that I have to make stuff. And so I definitely find that I get more done in sort of less time when I let the ScanNCut kind of do the work, which is really great and fantastic. Do you have to have an embroidery machine to use the embroidery software? You don't have to have an embroidery machine to use it, but I don't know how you would embroider if you can't read a PES file is the answer. So basically, and again, I have a video. This is going to sound so stupid, but I do. I have a video on my channel about virtually any question you ask. And again, my YouTube is Balzer Designs, BALZERDESIGNS. But basically, if what you do is you cut out the shape, whatever it is, with your ScanNCut, then you put the PES file into your embroidery machine and it stitches around for you. If you want to freehand satin stitch around it, then you 100% don't need the software, don't need the embroidery machine. I will also say you might be shocked at how much a brother embroidery machine is. My machine with a 4-inch hoop, and the 4-inch hoop, I think I showed it to you. It's somewhere. This is a 4-inch hoop, meaning it will stitch out a 4-inch design. Okay. This machine, I think, is like a $300 or $400 machine. It's not like a $4,000 or $20,000. It's a $300 or $400 machine, which is expensive, but it's not like crazy. And you can start embroidering right away. So that's kind of a great thing to be able to do. Okay. And again, you don't need anything to work with the ScanNCut. If you want to work, you can put PES files, as I showed you with the Christmas tree, directly in there. You can do all sorts of fun stuff directly with the machine. You do not have to have anything else. It's an option that's available to you to use an iPad. It's an option that's available to use to Mac. It's an option that's available to you to use a PC. It's an option that's available to you, right, to use Simply Applique. It's totally impossible. So Cinda, I saw, was asking if it's possible to print a rainbow. It's not a printer. So it will draw using little pens. You can do various drawing projects, but it's not a printer, so it doesn't print. However, you can make stickers and stuff where you print them out on your computer, and then you use the half cut function to go ahead and cut around them. And guess what? I have a video on my YouTube channel about how to do that. So you really can make your own stickers. I know a lot of people who have Etsy shops and stuff where they sell stickers. That's how they make them. Gina says, are today's prices the best for the season? I do not know, but I would assume yes. Sewing Machines Plus, usually if you have to call in to get the price, it's because it's really good. So that should hopefully answer that question. Deidre says, I have EMB and SW, not brother. Oh, embroidery and sewing machine, but not brother, but can read PES. Can you buy and download embroidery files from brother if you buy ScanNCut? If you can, my understanding is that if you can read a PES file, then that should be fine. But I would check with the Sewing Machines Plus people or someone who's more knowledgeable about how that works, because I don't trust me to answer that question. But yeah, okay. Thanks, guys. I see I bought my first sewing embroidery machine. Yeah, after seeing you demonstrate several years ago. Thanks, Karen. It really is fun. And okay, I know some of you have said that you've kept your ScanNCut in the box or whatever. My embroidery machine sat around for like a year. I was super intimidated until I finally was like, you can do this. And I sat down and I like read the manual parts that I needed. And I was like, oh, this is so easy. And I didn't know what had took me so long. And I think the same thing is true about the ScanNCut, right? Is that you just have to sort of relax about it. So I saw somebody asking if you can change a PES file to an SVG. And if this sounds like alphabet soup to you, then just go la, 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 la. But you cannot change anything to an SVG file using ScanNCut. ScanNCut uses a proprietary cutting file extension called FCM, fancy cutting machine, fabric cutting machine, however you want to think about it. And so that is the file extension that you will get. It can read SVGs, it can read PESs, but it only outputs FCM. So if you're a file type person, that's something that you need to know. If you need to do outputting of SVGs, you can certainly use a third-party application like Adobe Illustrator or something like that. There is a plugin that you can buy to make things easy to transfer from Illustrator directly to your ScanNCut. But again, if this is like wonky technical talk, that's beyond you. The thing that's so great about the ScanNCut is it works for, hey, I just want to plug it in, use the designs in the machine, and that's it. It also works great for people who want to go technical. So it works across a wide range. So I think that's really important. Yeah, Robin says, I need easy. And I think that like this is easy. And that's the thing I love, again, is it's deep. So you can start as a beginner and make fabulous, great stuff of all kinds really easily, right? Or you can get a little more advanced and then a little more advanced, or you can, bring in whatever. So it works for a wide range of people. I actually met a guy who said to me that he makes his beer labels for, he brews beer in his basement, and that's what he uses his ScanNCut for. So I think there are people using it for a wide range of things. I met a realtor who said she put on the side of her car, she cut magnet with the ScanNCut, and she made a sign, like letters, do you know what I mean, for the side of her car so that it's sort of removable, which I thought was really, really fun. There's just a lot of different ideas for sort of real life applications. If you have kids, it's great for school projects and all sorts of stuff like that, if they ever get a chance to use it. I've heard a lot of people who I run into in my classes who share their ScanNCut with a sister or a friend or something like that. And then sometimes they have a war over whose ScanNCut it is, when they both need to get stuff done, and all sorts of stuff like that. So there's a lot of different fun stuff that you can do it. And again, Jamie, you don't need to be scared of it. push the buttons. You're not going to break it. It's super fun. Oh, I see Anna saying that car decals are great with the ScanNCut, which is so funny. That's so great. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So, anything else? I'm just trying to think that I think would be useful information for you. If you're looking for some extra accessories that are always useful to have, I think that extra blades and extra mats are a good thing to have. And again, the mats I recommend is if you're going to cut fabric, you definitely want a fabric mat. The scanning mat is really helpful, especially if you want to scan something intricate and not have a messy background. And then of course, it's just great to have backup standard mats for when you need them. And then an extra blade is always good at 2 a.m. when you're making something and suddenly your cuts don't look as good as they should. Just like replacing the needle in your sewing machine, you know, it's a $10 product. You want to go ahead and replace your blade when it needs it. People often ask me, how many cuts can I get? Depends what you're cutting. If you're going to cut only fabric, right? Fabric dedicated blade, you're going to get so many cuts. If you're cutting watercolor paper and balsa wood and like crazy stuff like that, that's a little more woody, you're going to definitely be someone who needs to replace your blade more often. So it's really about what you're cutting. Okay. And the same with your mats. Like, how hard are you on them? Do you have cats? Are you actually replacing the dust cover? None of these, this isn't one of those things where it's like, oh, in 3 to 6 months, you'll need this. And 4 to 8 months, you'll need that. It's how you use it. Because again, it's a personal machine and you have to decide how you are personally using it. And I love that Tink Tink says that she is going to take the machine out of the box. Yay! Just so you know, the machine ships with a little booklet right on top. The booklet has a project. You may not like the project, but do it, because the project is designed to teach you how to draw and how to cut and how to get a file out of your machine. So you will learn the basics of how to use your machine by doing that one project. So that's really important. Okay. And Jeff makes a good point. He says, be sure you get the mat for your model. That's 100% true because again, the DX machines use a different mat. And that's why it's always a good idea to talk to a dealer like Sewing Machines Plus and get the mat from somebody who knows what they're doing and what they're talking about. Okay. So I hope that this was all very helpful for you. And yeah, Pamela, they're consumables. I think that people don't like, you always know you're going to buy ink for your printer, right? And so the same thing is true. You know, you're going to buy needles and thread for your sewing machine. The consumables of your machine are the mats and the blades. They're things that go. Okay. And Ann says, get the playbook written by Cindy Hogan. Yeah, Cindy's great. And there are lots of written step-by-step instructions if you need that kind of stuff. So that's really super helpful. And, you know, people who are asking about model differences, one of the things you'll find is it's usually what's included in the machine. So you'll look to see like, what are the different abilities? Is it a 300 DPI scanner or a 600 DPI scanner? If that means nothing to you, then guess what? It won't be important to you, the difference, right? Does it scan 12 by 24 or does it only cut 12 by 24? So again, it's like, what are you going to do with it? I think the best thing is always to get the machine that's right for you. Do you know what I mean? Do you want a Disney machine? Are you not a Disney person and you don't need the built-in designs? So totally easy. Veronica asks, Material Magic, one coat or multiple coats? So I shake and bake it. I just put it in I have like a plastic container and I pour some Material Magic in and then I take my fabric and I throw it in there and I shake it. And then I do kind of paper mache where I take it out and squeeze it off and I let it dry and that's it. And it's great. It's great, 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 great. Jamie said that she will take it out of the box. It was used by someone, but only once. She was afraid of it too. You guys, don't be afraid of it. I mean, here's the thing. So in my earlier life, I used to run a theater company in New York City. And at some point we figured out that we were, you know, paying for storage in New York City for all these old sets and old prop pieces under the idea that we had paid for it and we would want to use them again. And basically our accountant was like, you guys are burning money. Like, you basically are paying, you should throw it away. It's actually better to throw it away than to keep it. And so the same thing is true. If you buy this machine, even if you got a great price on it and it's just taking up space in your room and you're not using it, you might as well be burning money. So it behooves you, it's good for you, take it out and use it. Do you know what I mean? I think that's really important. Okay, let's take a quick look at some of the Disney designs that are built into the machine. And then I'm losing my voice, so it's probably time for me to shuffle off. Okay, so let's go home. Okay, and let's look at some of the Disney designs that are built into the machine. So each of these is a cover for more designs. So you can go ahead and click on it. And you can see there are some silhouettes, some outlines, different characters in different positions. Where you have some of these multicolor designs. Oh, here I think I used this mini on the t-shirt. But where you have these multicolor designs, let me just show you how this works, is it divides it up by color so that you can cut each color separately, right, to get exactly what you want, which is super fun too. And I do have a video about how to do that. They have some holiday Mickey. I personally like this sort of Mondrian Mickey. I think that's really cool. This is a little Halloween box that features a little Mickey on it. Lots of fun stuff in here. And then again, this next one has some more designs that you can try out. And then this next one has some Disney princesses. I have an alarm going off. And you can see these are some rhinestone designs and some other fun things. The evil apple for Snow White. Some more character stuff. All these beautiful little swirls, which you wouldn't even, I think somebody who didn't know Disney wouldn't even necessarily know that those are Disney designs, right? Sort of tiara strips. We get into the Frozen girls and snow people. Some more tiaras. Look at, I think these designs are so beautiful. I think you can make some amazing like applique quilts and stuff with these. It would be absolutely gorgeous. I love these. They're so fab. And then, oh yeah, let's get into Lightning McQueen. That's my nephew's favorite. So I think of that all the time. And then rhinestone designs that you can do. Here you go. There's a tiara. These are single line files if you wanted to draw or emboss. So that's a little tour of what kind of Disney stuff is built into your machine. So I hope that's a little bit helpful for you. Okay. So I think that's it for me. Do you need the Rhinestone kit to cut the Rhinestone templates? Does it allow you to turn line drawings into Rhinestone designs? So you do need the Rhinestone kit to turn line drawings into Rhinestone designs. But once you have it, you can make any design into a custom Rhinestone design. If you want to cut the Rhinestone templates that are built into here, you don't need the Rhinestone kit. You can just do that yourself. Okay. Thanks so much. And again, find me at Balzer Designs. And I'm on social media everywhere, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere is Balzer Designs, lots of free tutorials. Disney designs can't always be resized. Some of them can, some of them can't. That's a Disney contractual issue, which you could certainly bring up with Disney if you would like to, okay? Thank you, everybody. I had a really good time. I hope that you enjoyed yourself and learned some things.
Hey, Julie, great job. Oh my gosh. You got me excited about ScanNCut again.
Hey.
Hey, you know, the great thing about the ScanNCut is, you know, one of the things I hear all the time, you know, people just use this in so many different ways. But, you know, we have a customer that she makes children's clothes and sells them on Etsy. And she used to cut all of her clothing out by hand. So she had patterns, you know, she would make. So now she's made all of our templates, cut them out on the ScanNCut, and uses those now to cut the fabric out, which is saving her so much time. And then, you know, I hear people all the time talk about, you know, they're having a little dinner party and they want to kind of get fancy. They go cut some cardstock out and make name badges and things for their table. It's just so many uses, isn't it?
Yeah, once you have a ScanNCut in your house, you're going to use it because there are so many different things that you can do with it.
It's awesome. Well, Julie, I'm going to show everybody how they can get this. And we want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. As always, it's a pleasure working with you.
Thank you. See you later.
All righty. So guys, this is the ScanNCut. This is the SDX230DX ScanNCut with Disney. The price is $8.99 on this. We have some special financing for you. It's going to be 18 months, 0% interest financing. And a great thing about this, guys, we do have a call-in special today. You have to call in to get the special. I can't tell you what it is because of advertising restrictions, but what I can tell you is how awesome this ScanNCut is. This thing comes with so much already packed in the box, and it has 1,435 built-in designs. And that's right, folks. I did not make that up. 1,435 designs already built in. And the great thing about this, since it is a Disney, you have 152 built-in Disney designs. You have 140 quilt patterns, and it has 17 different lettering fonts. So somebody I think asked about, earlier about, do you have to have software? Do you have to have anything else run it? You don't have to have anything. This is a freestanding cutter. You can buy it, put it on your desk, and it'll do everything you want it to do without hooking anything up to it. It does have the wireless capability, so you can transfer, files from your computer to it. But it has so much already built in, you don't really have to do anything. It needs no computer or no other software to run. That's the great thing about this. It also has the thin fabric auto blade, the built-in scanner. It has that blade sensor technology, and that's the greatest thing with this model that came out with, is it automatically sets the blade depth automatically by sensing it. Used to, you had to kind of just, trial and error. You had to set the settings yourself and see if it was cutting right. Now you don't. It's taken all that guesswork away. It does it automatically, which is awesome. It does read the PES, the PHC, the PHX files, and again, it comes with, this is what this thing comes with. It comes with an auto blade and holder. It comes with the standard tack mat, 12-inch by 12-inch. It comes with some cardstock, 12-inch by 12-inch, one piece to practice on. It comes with a pen holder, the black color pen. You can use that for drawing out designs on paper. It has the touch pen stylus. It has that spatula. It comes with the accessory bag, power cord, and it has the get started guide that comes with it. Then it has another about $1,100 of added value that comes with it. We're going to throw in that roll feeder that comes with it. So if you want to do 6 foot of vinyl, it has that roll on there that you can do. It has the Rhinestone trial kit that's coming with it. It's going to have the universal pen holder, as I talked about. It has the Disney vinyl auto blade kit. It's going to come with that thin fabric blade and the holder. It's going to come with the color pen set, the erasable pen, the low tack adhesive mat, which is a 12 by 12 inch. It has the iron-on fabric applique contact sheets, and I think they're 12-inch by 15.9 inch. You're getting 2 of those. It has, all those built-in designs and, the fabric mat. So it's got so much that comes with this. It's there's nothing on the market that even touches it. And so I highly recommend, if you've been looking for a ScanNCut, now's the time to get it. So what I'd like to do, anybody out there, if you've already got one of these ScanNCuts and you're loving it, give us a number 1 in the chat. And if you're ready to get one, you've been wanting one of those, give us a number 2 in the chat. And I encourage you, if you put a number 2 on there, we're going to make it extremely easy for you to get one today. Give us a call at 800-401-8151. We have Nick's team is standing by to take your call, and we have a great show special today on the ScanNCut. Can't tell you what it is, but if you call in, I promise you're going to be extremely happy with what we have to offer today. And then we also have that 0% interest financing, so you don't have to be out a bunch of money today. You can make some monthly payments and get it down there, so you can get that ScanNCut home and start enjoying it. And I tell you, if you're just a person that just loves to send very unique, birthday cards and Christmas cards and things like, excuse me, things like that, this machine is great for that. You can take that cardstock, make very unique cards and things out of it to mail people. And so there's so many different uses for it. If you just love to do vinyl graphics, it does that. It's so versatile. And then also, You can cut so many different things that you can, heat transfer to your shirts and make unique designs. And then incorporate that with an embroidery machine. You can actually embroidery things around those heat transfers and make it very unique. So again, we have that. The normal price is $8.99. We encourage you today, if you put a number 2 on the screen, to give us a call and at 800-401-8151 and get yours today. We have a great special on it. And if you put a number 1 up there, hey, give us a call anyway. If you're in the market for some accessories, we have a great special on accessories today. So give us a call and load up on those accessories, because guess what? Hey, Thanksgiving and Christmas is right around the corner, and you can start getting ready and doing those very unique projects and gifts for Christmas right now. And I'll tell you one that just blew me away that I saw. It is so easy, but it's such a great gift. Somebody I saw, they bought some wine glasses, a set of wine glasses they wanted to give as a gift. And what they did is they went and cut a template out of the ScanNCut on vinyl graphic. They wrapped the glass with that template, and they took etching cream and put that etching cream all over that and let it sit, wiped it off, pulled the mask off, and then they had a glass that was very unique with somebody's initials on those glasses that was etched into it. Great gift idea. I thought that was just awesome, something to come up with. So many things to do. Hey, Julie's website, if you want to go to her website, is just balzersdesign.com, and it has all of her social media links on there. And like Julie was saying, I think she has 175 different videos on her YouTube page. So I would go and check out those things, and you'll get a lot of ideas of how you can use your ScanNCut. So, and before we go today, guys, too, I wanted to tell you about 2 embroidery machines that we have, that we also have on a call-in special today. Hey, it is the LB5000S and the LB5000M. The S stands for Star Wars, the M stands for Marvel, and these are 2 great machines. They're 2 4x4 embroidery machines. And Julie even showed y'all on the show about the 4-inch hoop she did. You can take these machines and so many things that you can do with the embroidery or the ScanNCut. You can make designs and then import those designs into your 4x4 embroidery machine and actually go back and embroidery around them and make very unique things. So we got a great special on this. The regular price on this is $529. We have a call-in special for these 2 machines. You just pick which one you want. Hey, and if you don't want the Star Wars or Marvel, those are just overlays that stick on the machine. You don't even have to put the overlay on it, and you'll just have a plain LB5000. But the great thing about these 2 models, they actually come with Marvel and Star Wars designs built in those machines, whichever you want. So if you have a kid that loves Star Wars or loves Marvel, you can embroidery designs just for them. Again, this is $529. We have a call-in special, and we have that special 0% interest financing on it to help make those monthly payments down low. So if y'all been looking for a 4x4 machine, embroidery machine, or you want something for a gift, what a great gift this would be. So guys, man, what a great show we had today with Julie on board. And so, hey, what time is it?
It's giveaway time.
I thought it was Doorbuster time, wasn't it? So I think it's Doorbuster time. Doorbuster. Love that sound. I love that sound, guys. So we have a great Doorbuster today. So Roger, if you could, let's show everybody the Doorbuster. Hey, this is a bobbin saver. And hey, I know people all the time are talking about they lose their bobbins. They put them up, they hit them, they roll off their sewing cabinet onto the floor. Hey, this is a bobbin saver. You can just store your bobbins right in that. It works fantastic. Hey, this thing is made out of plastic. So again, the normal price on this is around $10. We got a Doorbuster special today. You can get them for $4.99. We are limiting the number each person can get to 10 because we don't want you to take all of them, but you can get 10 of these. They're great for gifts, and again, if you can't have enough of these laying around. So again, this is the Doorbuster, $4.99. You have to call in, or actually you can just go to the website and order directly from the website. You don't even have to call in on this. You can go to SewingMachinesPlus.com. Up in the search bar at the top, just type in the words bobbin saver, and it'll take you right to that product page. And again, guys, for $5, You're not going to ever beat this price. This is a great price on these. And I know people that use tons of these things. So again, we're limiting the quantity to 10 because we do want enough to go around, but for everybody to be able to get these. But these are great gifts for people. And then just if you just wanted to, load up on your own and have a place to store all your bobbins. So a lot of people love this because they like to have the pre-wound bobbins with the colors they want in there, and they just, can go find them very easily. So that's our Doorbuster special today. So now, Roger, it's giveaway time. So, hey, I want to remind everybody, we do have another little contest that we do. And we have when we're giving things away, we actually, a while back, we said, hey, we want you to submit your video of a very unique and fun, inventive way to announce our giveaways every week. So send us a video of you announcing your, our giveaway. Just tell us, hey, it's giveaway time, in the most creative way you can do. And if we use your video on air, we'll actually give you a prize for doing that. So make sure you submit those. We want to see everybody out there, send a video. And I remember the one that stands out in my head right now. We had the one that was the Spider-Man. It was such a great one. I can't remember who it was. Her husband dressed up in a Spider-Man costume and announced our giveaway. So a lot of very creative ways, but make sure that y'all do that. We would love for you to submit it, and you can just submit it to contest plural with an S on end of it to SewingMachinesPlus.com, and we'll get that video. And if we use yours, you'll get a prize. So guys, what are we going to give away today?
I say we give away some, for the last week's giveaway.
Let's give away some bags, right?
Bags. I say bags.
So we can get some tote bags. There it is. So there's our event bags. Hey guys, they're 8 different colors. These sell for $49.99 on our website. If you buy all 8, we're going to give a bundle of them today. We do sell them individually for $9.99. So all you have to do if you want some of these is go to the website, the search bar, and just type in event bags, and it'll take you to these. But we're going to give a viewer a set of these today. So who's our lucky winner, Roger? Is Barb Ramirez. So Barb, congratulations, Barb. And Barb, to claim your prize, just send us an email to contestplural@SewingMachinesPlus.com and just give us your name and your shipping address, and we'll get those out to you as soon as we get the information. So we're going to give another winner a set of the bags. And who's our second winner? It's Lisa Morgan. So congratulations, Lisa. All right, Lisa, same thing. Send us an email to contestplural@SewingMachinesPlus.com and just tell us your name and where you want them shipped to, and we'll get those out to you. All right, the next thing we're going to give away is some of our world famous sewing mats. Hey, and if you don't have a sewing mat yet and you own a sewing machine, what are you waiting for? These things are incredible, guys. I can't stress it enough. And the reason they're very functional, there's 3 things that they do for you. 1, they reduce the vibration from your machine to the electronics that are in that machine. So when it's sitting on these mats, it really reduces that vibration, makes your machine last a lot longer, and not transferring it to the electronics, because all the machines out there now, guys, are all computerized. The next thing it does, it dampens the sound. It really dampens the sound to the machines make, especially embroidery machines and sergers and things. It dampens that sound, makes it a lot quieter. And then the third thing it does, whatever surface you have it sitting on, it protects that surface. So it's not going to scratch it up by moving that machine around. So we have them right there. You can see them. We actually have, I think there's about now we have 10 different colors that you can choose from. Right now you're seeing there's 6 colors there. We have the baby, or the brother blue that you see matches brother exactly. You have the baby lock gold. We have that Bernina red. We have pink, and what I like to call the North Carolina Tar Heels blue, and the LSU Tigers purple. And then we also have some special editions. We have an American flag one that comes in the extra large size only. And then we have what we call the best friends that has cats and dogs on it, that is an extra large size only, that are pink and light blue. Then we have a special edition, the Wolf Pack Mac, that's a signature series by Angela Wolf in a hot pink, and we have those in all 3 sizes. You can get those. So we have all those. So if you've been in the market for a mat, go get you one today. All you have to do up in our search bar on the website is type in sewing mats, and it'll take you right to those pages. But let's give away, we're going to give you your choice today. Whoever the 2 winners we pick, you're going to have your choice of one of these 6 mats we have here in the size that you want. So, hey, Roger, pull up our first winner. It's Debbie Lane. So congratulations, Debbie. So Debbie, again, send us an email to contestplural@SewingMachinesPlus.com. Let us know your name, where you want it shipped to, and then tell us the size you want. It comes in medium, large, or extra large, and tell us the color you want. And we'll get that out to you. And so let's give another one away, Roger. What's our winner? Jeff King. So congratulations, Jeff. Jeff, same thing. Send us an email to contestplural@SewingMachinesPlus.com with your name, shipping address, and the color and size of the mat you want of those 6 we have on the screen. Now we're going to give away from our sewing machine from last week. We had, what we do, and I'm just going to tell y'all how you can win this. This is the Encore 260A. We're going to throw in that extension table that comes with it that you could buy separate. We're going to throw that in. So what you do if you want to win a sewing machine, you have to, even after the show, you can go make comments. If you're on YouTube, make comments, hit the bell notification, like the video. If you are on Facebook, you can share it. You can go make comments, ask questions in the comments under the video after it ends. And what we do is we take all those that, even from the live show and after the show, we take all those things and we give the machine next week. So this is from our winner last week. So who's our winner, Roger?
It is
Vicki Edwards. So congratulations, Vicki. You just won yourself a 260A sewing machine. What a great machine. This is a brand that is made just for us exclusively, and we love this machine. So, hey, send us an email, Vicki, to contestplural@SewingMachinesPlus.com. Give us that shipping address and your name, and we'll get that shipped out to you. So for next week, we're going to give away for this whole week now, you're actually going to get a chance to win a Star Wars. This is that LB5000 machine, the Star Wars version. This is the 4x4 embroidery machine. Hey, this thing is a $529 value. We're going to give one of these away. And again, you can make comments all through the show today, even after the show. If you make comments, ask questions, share the video. And I'm telling y'all, I'll give you a little inside scoop. If you share the video, it actually helps your chances even more. I don't think I'm supposed to tell them that, was it, Kyle? But anyway, I'm telling you, if you share the videos, it really helps too. So make sure you're out there sharing it and making comments and things. And again, what a great machine. And we're going to announce the winner on that show next week. Hey, and I got to tell y'all, the show for next week, hey, we have got a fantastic show scheduled. Y'all know who Eileen Roach is, I hope. She's a co-owner of Dime, which is Designs in Machine Embroidery. And Eileen is just an icon in this, the sewing industry. She has appeared on, shows with, sewing with Nancy Zeman back in the day. She's worked with all the greats in the industry. And me and her have been friends for years. I cannot wait for next week. She's going to be on the show because we have a brand new product that we're going to launch on the show with Dime, and you're going to be able to see it here first. So you want to make sure that y'all tune in next week. Next Thursday, it'll be 10 a.m. Pacific time. We are going to have that show, and then we'll give away that brother machine at the end of the show again. And you don't want to miss that show. We're going to be super, super pumped to have Eileen here and her new product. And I also got to give you a little teaser. We've been working really hard on a very new product on our own that's exclusive for Sewing Machines Plus. We're working it. We're going to have a whole show dedicated to that too. And I think it's going to be on November 18th. Is that the date, Kyle? If y'all can mark your calendar down, November 18th, we're going to have an exclusive show. And I'm going to give you a little sneak of what it is. It has something to do with stabilizer and hooping. So basically, we're going to have a whole hooping clinic to tell you how to hoop stuff. And then we're going to show you that brand new product we're going to have to offer. And it is a game changer. I'm telling you right now. So mark your calendar down November 18th as well. But make sure next week, come down and join us on Thursday with Eileen be here. And super excited to have her. So guys, thank y'all again for joining our show today. I thought it was a great show. Julie is awesome as always. And if you haven't bought a ScanNCut yet, get on the phone right now and give us a call. 800-401-8151. If you can't get through the phone lines, Kyle's going to put that Google Sheets link one more time in the chat. just fill out that sheet with your name and phone number and what you're calling about, and it gets updated real time in our call center. And as soon as they get off the phone, they'll give you a call. And so I got to tell a real quick story, guys, that is so funny. All right, so we had a customer that had called us. We tried calling them back. Well, on her caller ID, it came up somehow. It said Baby Lock. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the other brand. Oh, it said, I think it said Brother Baby Lock in Janome. And she saw that and she sent us an email that said, I thought that was some rapper calling me named Baby Lock. Brother Baby Lock. So they sent that email to me, and I thought that was so funny, and she got a kick out of it because, you know, so if you do see us calling, make sure if it has sewing related, it's probably us. So anyway, make sure y'all answer your phones if we give you a call, and we'll get your order on there. But hey, guys, we hope you have a great rest of your week and a great weekend, and we'll see y'all next Thursday, same time, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Until then, I'm out of here. See y'all.
Bye.